Welcome back. So a big week coming up here for sprint car racing with not only the HUSET'S HIGHBANK Nationals, but the Dirt Cup as well over at Skagit Speedway. And today we're going to be talking about HUSET'S in particular. Tomorrow we will talk about Skagit. But I've got 15 drivers on the board that I think will have a very good chance to win either the $100,000 HUSET'S Hustle on Thursday or the $250,000 HUSET'S HIGHBANK Nationals on Saturday. I've got my personal top 5 favorites for this week. I've got my next 5, which I don't know what else to name that. I guess top 10, but we'll just go with next 5 for now. And I've got my long shots over here who I think if these guys can start on the front row, they can hang on and maybe pick up the biggest win of their career. I think personally that my list here, the guys on this board should win 3 out of the 4 nights at least, if not all 4. That is how confident I am in this little prediction video. So let's jump into it. So we'll start at the bottom of each section and make our way towards the top. And, we'll start over here at, I also wanted to mention that Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and Corey Day will not be a part of this video because I don't think any of those 3 guys are running the entire week, and so I did not want to include them here on this video. So, number 15, the long shot. I'm going to go with Kerry Madsen, who has been very, very fast here as of recently, has found new life in that Vermeer Motorsports car. He has 9 career HUSET'S Speedway podium finishes, but no wins to his credit. But here recently, he has been unbelievably fast. 5.1 average finish over his last 13 races. He was second at HUSET'S Speedway on May 25th of this year. And he has 2 outlaw podiums, 2 second-place finishes this season at Knoxville, where he led a bunch of laps, and Jackson, where I think he also led laps. But that's the first time in 4 years that Kerry Madsen has had 2 podium finishes in one season against the Outlaws. He is very fast here as of recently. I've got him as a long shot at number 15 on the board. Now, in my next 5 categories, so I guess in the top 10, I am going to put maybe a little bit of a hot take here, but I'm going to put Brad Sweet in that 10th spot. This historically has not been one of Brad Sweet's best racetracks. He only has 1 career victory in 20 starts. That win came back in 2016. Last year, make that 2 years ago at the HIGHBANK Nationals, the last time they actually ran the full week without any sort of problems as far as weather goes. He ran 7th from 22nd position, and he has 20 career starts there, as I mentioned, with 7 top 5 finishes. So historically not one of Brad Sweet's best racetracks, but he is still Brad Sweet. He is still an incredible race car driver. And would I be shocked at all if he won a race this week? Absolutely not. Sweet, just 2 high-limit wins on the year, but he did just grab a win at Beaver Dam with the Outlaws against a solid field there. And so Brad Sweet, I think if you don't have him in the top 10, then you are absolutely insane. Now, let's go over here to the top 5, and my 5th favorite driver for this week is going to be another high-limit racing contender, and that is going to be Tyler Courtney, and I just screwed that up. Oh, here we go. And we're good. I thought I was going to race something down there, but it did not. Tyler Courtney, 1 career HUSET'S Speedway win, and that came during last year's prelim night during the HUSET'S HIGHBANK Nationals week. He won that race from the P6 starting position. He only has 5 career HUSET'S Speedway starts under his belt, so not a ton of laps there, but he's already able to get a win. And I've got it wrote down here at the bottom. He is just hungry for a win right now. No wins with high limit this year. He's second in points. He got that win at Knoxville, a weekly show victory, but he wants to get a national touring win out of the way just to say that he's able to do it still because, man, he's been snubbed of a couple of them so far this year. 141 comes to mind where he was up front, in contention for the win and got spun around. But I think Tyler Courtney is hungry for a victory. He's already won there before during this week. Keep an eye on that 7BC car here throughout the HUSET'S HIGHBANK Nationals week. Now, back over to the long shots. And this one, it's a long shot for a reason, but I've got a good feeling. Tanner Thorson, I'm going to put him at number 14. And some of you might be saying, well, Chase, he's never even ran a winged sprint car before at HUSET'S Speedway. I know, but he's on the best stretch of races of his career in a winged sprint car. His last 6 finishes, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 8th, 9th, and 6th. All of those against high limit in the Outlaws. And they were all on similar sized racetracks to HUSET'S. They're all smaller than a half mile. 3/8 and smaller on all 6 of those tracks. Tanner Thorson has got the momentum. He's got the confidence. Everything is working for him right now. And if you ask a lot of drivers, confidence is a huge factor in running well in this sport. And I think Tanner Thorson has all the confidence in the world right now. He does have one win at HUSET'S that came during USAC National Sprint Car action back in 2021. So he's at least been there before, just never with a wing sprint car. Give me Tanner Thorson at number 14. I think the momentum is too strong right now for him to leave him off of the board in this video. Number 9 is going to be Aaron Ritel in the Ridge and Sun Racing number 87. Ritel got a big win at HUSET'S Speedway 4 years ago. It was actually like the first big HUSET'S race when they reopened for the Outlaws. It was the HUSET'S 50. He led all 50 laps of that one. I want to say it was a $50,000 win there for him. He was third in a 2024 HIGHBANK Nationals prelim night. So last year he was third on the prelim night. He has 2 career wins at HUSET'S, 2021, as we mentioned, and in 2022. But the one thing with Ritel this year, he has not gotten a win on a small track. With High Limit, he won at Port Royal, he won at Paris, he won at Central Arizona. He has a win at Knoxville this year. He did get a Power Eye win at 34 Raceway, but that was against, not an incredible field. So I'm not going to, count that into this video. If Ritel would have won a small track with a national tour, then I would have wrote that on the board. But since that's the case, I haven't seen Ritel as dominant as I thought he would be on the small tracks this year, but maybe things turn around for him this week at HUSET'S Speedway. Now, over here to number 4 on the list, and you've got to have him on the top 5, and that is, of course, Rico Abram, who has been the winningest driver with High Limit this year, maybe the hottest driver in the country in sprint car racing. 2 career wins at HUSET'S for Rico. One came in 2014 against the All-Stars. He also got a win in 2023. That was against a 43-car field with High Limit Racing. He was second during the 2023 running of the HIGHBANK Nationals, so he's ran up front at this event before. And in 2023, that same year that he ran second in the finale, he led 28 laps and finished third in a prelim night there during the HIGHBANK Nationals week. So Rico's won there. He's ran up front there during this event. So Rico has been super good on the small tracks this year and the big tracks. All around great driver and great car right now for Rico. So number 4 for him, in my opinion, when it comes into this big week of racing. Now back to the long shots. Let's go with a World of Outlaws rookie contender. I really like Garrett Williamson heading into this week. 3 career wins at HUSET'S, 1 in 2023, and he got 2 wins just last year at HUSET'S Speedway before he was a full-time outlaw. And last year, he was 4th during the HIGHBANK Nationals finale. So ran well at this event last year. He has 8 top 10s this year against the Outlaws, 6 of those coming on tracks that were smaller than a half mile in distance. So when you look at his success this year, most of it has came on tracks of the same size as HUSET'S Speedway, and he won very recently at this track. I think if Garrett Williamson starts on the front row, he is going to be very tough to beat. And wouldn't that be quite the win if he could get the job done in that number 23 car. Now, to number 8 in my next 5 category, who do we got? Yep. And before I put him on the board, I want to mention that I wrote this video. I wrote this board yesterday before the race at HUSET'S even happened. And so for those of you who thought that maybe I put him on there just from last night, no. Chase Randall was already on this video before he even won last night. He now has 5 career HUSET'S Speedway wins. A couple in 2023, and then last night with a last lap pass on Jack Dover to get the win. He's also ran second at HUSET'S 6 times in his career. In 2024, he led 29 laps of a HIGHBANK Nationals prelim. He ran second to Carson Mito, and he was 7th on the finale of last year's HIGHBANK Nationals race. And of course, he won last night. This is easily maybe the best track on Chase Randall's list here. He is so good at HUSET'S Speedway, and I really think he could shock the world this week. I don't even have him in the long shots because I think he's that good at HUSET'S. We'll see what happens with the quickest chicken this week. But number 8 for me for that number 9 car. Now, back over here to the top 5, let's get into our number 3 prediction here, and that is going to be the number 10, the Liebig Motorsports car that is driven by Ryan Timms. Just like Randall, this is one of his best tracks in the country. He has 8 career wins at HUSET'S since 2021. His last 6 finishes at the track: second, 21st, he was running up front but wrecked, first, and 4th last night. So the results have been very good for Ryan Timms. Last year, he led 15 laps on a prelim night during the HIGHBANK Nationals, and he would end up 2nd on that night. So Ryan Timms, one of his best tracks. I would not be shocked at all if he won one of the races this week, whether it's a prelim night or one of the big shows as well. Ryan Timms is hitting on all cylinders right now, and it's fun to watch him and Shane Liebig figure things out at this point in time. Now back to the long shots. And this is where you're going to find the HUSET'S Speedway points leader. That is Caleb Johnson in the Dennis Gainey Racing number 6K. As I mentioned, he is the points leader there right now. His results this year are incredible. First, fifth, third. Last I checked, that is pretty good. Ninth with high limit in 2023 against a 43 car field. So he's ran well against a big field as well. And as I mentioned, he's got 3 career wins, all of those coming here over the last few months. Caleb Johnson at HUSET'S Speedway is a problem for these guys right now, has not had any issues at all. You know, we saw Ryan Timms have a problem there, 21st throughout the couple of races so far this year. That is not the case with Caleb Johnson. He is strong and steady at HUSET'S Speedway each and every night, and this could be a big week for the driver out of South Dakota coming into the HIGHBANK Nationals. Now, number 7 is going to be a former winner of the HIGHBANK Nationals, and that is, of course, Sheldon Hodenshield. In the 17, he won this race in 2022. Last lap pass on McFadden, an incredible finish there. He also won the HUSET'S Hustle last year, so this is a very, very good track for Sheldon Hodenshield. 3 career victories, and he has a 5.1 average finish this year with the Outlaws on tracks that are not half miles in distance, so 3/8 and smaller. Sheldon, 5.1 average finish. I think he is going to be a problem. I had a hard time not putting him over here, but I just think there's a couple of guys that are a little bit better at this particular track and, you know, are running better here recently as well, as far as just overall, not just at HUSET'S, but recently in, you know, the grand scheme of sprint car racing. Sheldon has been, in my opinion, just a little bit off compared to some of these other guys over here. So I've got him at number 7. But would I be shocked if he won a race? Absolutely not. He's already done it 2 times during this week of action. Sheldon is going to be very good this week at HUSET'S Speedway. Now, number 2 in the top 5 is going to be the Big Game Motorsports number 2. Of course, that is David Gravel. This is a big week for Gravel. It's the boss's racetrack, his car owner's racetrack. His shop is located right there on the property. David Gravel has a lot to race for this week, not only for the big money, but to keep the car owner happy. He wants his car to run well at this event. But the problem with David Gravel is, he won this race in 2023. I'm not going to say it was a fluke win, but it was a win that he probably should not have gotten, which we'll get to here in just a moment. But ever since he won the HIGHBANK Nationals in 2023, his best finish at HUSET'S Speedway is an 8th place run. So definitely has not been very good there as of recently. He does have 3 career wins at HUSET'S in 2021 and in 2023. So Gravel recently at this track has not been good, but he is the World of Outlaws points leader. Some would argue, maybe you could say he is the best driver in the country right now. Him and Rico are probably neck and neck for that title at this point in time. But Gravel, number 2, the results are not very good recently, but he's freaking David Gravel, man. He's going to be very motivated this week to run well at Todd Quiring's racetrack. So David Gravel, number 2 for me. Now, over to the long shots to finish things off here. Anthony Mackery is going to land right in that position. He does have 1 career win at HUSET'S Speedway that came last year. He only has 5 career starts at the racetrack, and he's already gotten a win. He ran there earlier this year on June 1st. He ran in the P6 position in that feature. And then as of recently, on the small tracks between the Outlaws and High Limit, he's been very, very good. Almost won the Eagle Nationals. He ran 2nd in that one, and then he was 2nd over there at Beaver Dam as well. So Mackery and his short track package are getting better and better with each race that goes by, and it could be a big week for the Concrete Kid for him to pick up a 6-figure payday either on Thursday or on Saturday night over there in Brandon, South Dakota. Mackery, maybe he should be over here, but only 5 career starts at HUSET'S. I'm going to put him in the long shot category heading into this weekend. Now, up to number 6 and the top of our next 5 category. I'm still not sure why I named it that, but hey. Number 6 is going to be Carson Mito, and might be in the wrong spot. You can make your own list and make your own YouTube video and all that stuff. But I got Carson at number 6. He did get a prelim night win last year. He started from 8th and was able to get the win. That was the one that Chase Randall almost won. He led 34 laps in the 2022 version of the HIGHBANK Nationals, and he was 2nd in the last year in 2024 at the HIGHBANK Nationals. So Mito has been very, very good. He's been in contention for this race before a couple of different times. He has 2 career wins there, 2022, and of course in 2024 for the prelim night there. Carson Mito, he's going to be aggressive. He's going to be up on the wheel. He's going to be trying to get another high-paying victory to his credit. we'll see what the Jason Johnson Racing 41 has in store over the next 4 nights. Now, our number one guy that I have the most conviction in, I have the most confidence in to get the win, is going to be the defending winner of this event, and that is Buddy Kofoid in the Roth Motorsports number 83. Roth historically has been very good at this event. McFadden almost won the inaugural race a couple years ago, and then Kofoid should have won. Not only, he won last year, but he should have won 2023, the year that Gravel won, but he blew an engine with a couple laps to go. Kofoid should be the 2-time defending HIGHBANK Nationals winner without question. He was not going to get past there. But, you cannot control an engine blowing up. Kofoid is going to be a major issue this week for all these guys. His last 8 starts at HUSET'S, a 5.25 average finish. That is incredible. And that is with him blowing up in 2023 and running 22nd or something. So if that didn't happen, that average finish would probably be in the 3s. So Kofoid, this is one of his best tracks. He has 2 wins there. Obviously, 2024 HIGHBANK Nationals win. And he also won in 2022 against the Outlaws when he was driving the number 11 car for Crouch Motorsports. So those are my favorite 15 going into this week. I am very confident that these guys right here on the board will win 3 of the 4 races coming up. We'll have to see, wait and see which ones it is. Let me know if I'm missing anybody from my board here, and let me know in the comment section below who you think is going to be very good this week over at Houston Speedway for what will be the highest payout as far as the winner's share goes throughout the entire season in sprint car racing, $250,000 to win. All of the action will be live on Dirt Vision, and we will be talking about it all week long here on the Rodman Rundown. Thank you all so very much for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and hit subscribe, and we'll talk to you again soon.